make sure I could hear because last time I didn't put my microphone on like I thought I did, and well, y'all saw what happened. Okay, so today we are doing the cross and crown block from the Strawberry Garden block of the month. This finishes out, it says it's 17 and a half square. So I did do one. Isn't that pretty? And most of my seams are open or pressed open besides then when you go to put the sashing in, that's going to be pressed towards the sashing. Everything else is all pressed open. So let's get started. I did go ahead and do a few of my half square triangle blocks just so I can get it going, but I wanted to do some of them on camera. So let me take all of these off. I did also, because, okay, hold on, I'm getting kind of ahead of myself. So you're going to be stitching a 1/4 inch away from the middle on both sides. So it talks about marking those lines. You can do the middle line. I like to measure. So put in my ruler and then from a 1/4 inch, then draw my line. And I like to do that on both sides. So you're going to do that on both of these. So I'll stitch. Y'all can see right. Maybe a little bit closer. Make sure y'all can see. And I'm so sorry about the last video. I don't know how I didn't have my microphone on. I thought I did. And I was like, oh, when I took it off, I realized it wasn't on, and I figured y'all could hear me anyways. But then when I go to watch the video, you couldn't hear anything. So I kind of did a voiceover as best as I could. But I hope y'all. Dadgummit. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I knew this was gonna happen. This didn't even sew. At least it waited till that one. I should have done this. I cannot talk today, y'all. I should have done this before I started, but I didn't. One thing I like about the sewing machine is I don't have to unthread my needle. So that's kind of a good thing. So that does kind of help it just a little bit. I don't have to rethread it and do all that. Let me trim this right quick. Okay, now let me move my foot pedal. I should have done this earlier. I need to pre-wind some of these. I think after I've got to do this one, then I got to do my mystery block of the month, and then I think I'm going to get my binding done on both of my quilts. I need to get those done. Put my head all up in the camera. I try to make sure because this sometimes doesn't do it as evenly as I like. I try to make sure that it's somewhat even. Okay. So I went today and got stuff for Thanksgiving already, and I try to get my stuff, the stuff that like butter and canned goods and stuff like that won't go bad. I get that early, and then next week, the end of next week, I'll get like everything else that I need. All my veggies and my milk product, my dairy products, and any fruits and stuff I need, stuff like that. But I like to try to beat the rush. And that way, too, that it gives me, okay, I can look through all of them. I'll look over all my recipes again. Why'd I do that? I need to do this one. And that way, if I'm forgetting anything, I can go back. I have time to go back and get it. I bought 2 turkeys. So Aldi has a thing where they always have really good sales on their turkeys. So last year I bought 2 turkeys. So, and I thought I was going to make one throughout the year, and I never did. So that's what we're having. I don't have to buy turkey. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut these in half. I don't want to like keep moving y'all back and forth. Trim some of this off, these threads off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press, and when I press, I'm going to press these open, and then I'll trim. Hold on, let me go over here. I'll be right back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to trim these. And I'm just using my little 4.5-inch square. I still haven't bought one of those, whatever it's called, the little, what is it called? I can't think of the name of it now. I still haven't bought one of those. This is working for me for now, especially for my half square triangles. So I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to be a little bit easy on money. So, like, why fix something that's not broke? You know what I mean? So, I do need to get a bigger one of these, though. So all I'm doing is lining up my diagonal on my, I believe that's a 45 degree. And I'm not lining it right up at the size I need. That way I have enough to cut on both sides. Because I got them little dog ears. So, and be aware of your blade. Don't cut yourself. I know where my blade's at, so that's why I don't have it closed right now. But if you're kind of a newbie to this, be aware of your rotary cutter blade. If you can close it and then open it when you're ready. Whoops, it moved. See, close it and then move it around. That way you're not cutting yourself. Oops. Okay. Let me get my 2 larger ones over here. So, and as you see, these are all opened seam. They're pressed open. You're not going to have as much, these I don't think, to trim off, but you still have room to trim. So again, you're just lining up diagonal line. And I don't go all the way to the size I need when I'm doing my first cut because I want to be able to cut off both ends, trim off. And then after I cut that first cut, then I will line it against where I need it to be. And then trim. Okay. This way. Okay, so now we have all of our little pieces. I think it's 8 of these and 4 of these. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to, let me spin y'all back around. Hold on. Bear with me. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to leave these in a stack. And then I'm going to stack these at the angle we need. So we need the red down. Okay, so now we're just going to sew a straight stitch. And these should line up perfectly. And I do put those on bottom because of the bulk. Sure. I'm missing. Hold on. I'm missing 4 of these. Where are they at? Did I not? Did I not cut enough? I'm going to have to figure that out. Okay, y'all, I guess I'm going to have to pull out. So I gotta cut 4 more of those little squares. I don't know what I did with them, so I'll be right back. Okay, good thing I already had a 1.5 inch strip cut. Like it was cut at 1.5 inches. I don't know how I did that. But that's another reason why I keep all of my months together. Like this, all my months are together with which month it is and which blocks we're doing. That way I can pull that month out and pull out the fabric I need. I don't have to dig through all the fabric. Now once I'm done, I will put them all together in a bag, but right now, nah. I always have to pay close attention to this. It's like that tone on tone, if you can see that, because it is like very faint sometimes, and I've got to really pay attention to that. Okay, and it's something I did a little bit different this time too. Oh, oh my gosh, I know what I did. I'm an idiot. I wasn't supposed to do that. I did have the correct cut. These are for the other side. Oh my gosh. So those are correct. Y'all, my brain. See, I didn't. Maybe I'll just start doing it the first try. Start videoing. I feel like every time I try to do it the second time around is when I mess up. I didn't do this the first time. These are for something totally, Lauren. Okay, so I didn't do nothing wrong. I cut the correct amount. I forgot. That's what these are for. So these are going to be, wait. Yeah. Okay. So these are going to be like this. Okay. And it doesn't say to do this right now with these, but I go ahead and get them stitched together. And then I just press them all. Do it a little bit of a different order. I can't believe I did that. I was wondering, I was like, I know I cut enough. Oh, you did. You didn't need all 8 of those. I had a scare a little bit ago, so my nerves, I think, are still a little shot. This is what I'm going to blame it on. Okay. And so I'm going to go and press all of these open. So we have these 4, and then these 4 with the longer back. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So we have all 4 of our little units here. So now we're going to take our big half square triangles, and then we're just going to straight stitch those to the top. And these should, if you can see, they should line up right there. And I don't pin. Just kind of make sure. And I always like to lay them in a stack the way they're supposed to lay. This is an actually pretty quick and pretty easy block. It really is. It actually looks a little bit more difficult. It is. I like it. I've never made one of these blocks before. Okay, now we'll take these over here, press these open. Here are these units here that we just did, and as you can see, these are pressed open as well. I decided to follow the instructions this time and not do it my own stubborn way on pressing to one side and not the other, because I'm like, okay, these ladies know what they're talking about, so I'm going to listen to them on pressing this go around. What is it, Chase? Whoops, that did not get pressed right. And I always like to put my clapper on them to kind of help them lay flat. I need to go to Home Depot because I think it was Donna that told me where to go at Home Depot, or I think even at Lowe's, and you can get little pieces of wood like this and just have them cut them for you. When I do that, I may video it for y'all, for anybody that is interested. Okay, so here's these three. This other one's kind of okay. So here they are, and they all line up. They all line up pretty well. Okay, so now these are going to go on this side to make your little crown. I'm going to put the strip on the bottom. I don't like starting out with all of that bulk, like with these corners right here. I don't like starting out with that because with my machine, it seems to bunch up and not sew correctly. So I make sure those are kind of on the bottom. And when I mean on the bottom is like the bottom. Glad I checked that because it's upside down. It's supposed to get chilly here next week, like in the high, like 50s, and I am so excited. After these highs that have been in like the 70s and 80s, I'm excited. I just hope it stays chilly like that for Thanksgiving. And I cannot believe Thanksgiving's 2 weeks from today. That's just crazy. Like I was talking about earlier, I like to get my shopping done early. Like I get the rest of my shopping done a week in advance. That way it's not, I just don't like to do it the last minute. I really don't. Okay, I'm going to press all of these open now too. I like to go and kind of take my time and make sure I have everything. My mom is actually coming over this year for Thanksgiving. I think this might be her first time to ever come out. I invite her, but she's normally busy. So, and I told her, I said, instead of a pumpkin pie this year, I'm going to make a pumpkin cranberry cheesecake. I don't like pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin bread. I'm not a big pumpkin eater, but oh my gosh, this cheesecake is amazing. On the bottom, you have like, it's almost like you make this homemade cranberry sauce. It's like with cranberries and you put a little bit of lemon zest and some other stuff in it. And you put that on the bottom, like on directly on the crust. And then you put your cheesecake filling on top of that. So stinky. And then I'm gonna make homemade whipping cream to go with it, but I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon on it. Almost make it like a fall type. Just give it a little bit of a hint of a flavor. It's gonna be so stinking good. I'm excited. I was gonna make homemade crust this year, but decided against it. I was like, I'm gonna be cheap, or I'm gonna cheat. Okay, so we have. You don't have to lay yours out. I like to lay mine out just to make sure my blocks are going the way they need to be. Okay, so we're gonna sew these together first. And I did trim my last one up. It needed to be trimmed just a little bit. And I'll show y'all. I'll do that if y'all want me to. And this is the part where you actually will sew, or you will actually press towards the sashing on these. And I'm sorry it's taking me so long, guys, to get this out. I may do my okay, I'm gonna press these towards the session. I may do my designer mystery block of the month. See, depending on what time it is and all that, I may do that right after this, so I can get that one uploaded for y'all if anybody's waiting on it. Okay, and now we'll sew the other sides, and I am going to turn this over and do it this way. I like to alternate sewing. That way it doesn't get wonky or anything like that on me. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to press these towards the sashing. And at the end, I will spray some starch and just kind of press it. Okay, see, this right here is a little bit wider, so what I'll do is I'll leave that on the outside, like it comes up a little bit more, and then I'll just trim it off whenever it comes to that time I get done. Okay, press that towards the sashing. And one good thing about having this fabric, like starching it beforehand, when I go to press it again, it kind of stiffens back up. It's kind of a good thing. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to spray a little starch on the whole thing, and then I'm going to press. Try not to like iron, like, you know, I just kind of press. This also helps my seams to lay down even flatter. And then I'll turn it over and give it a good press again. Spray a little bit more on each little block. Some of my seams are wanting to fold up just a little bit. Okay, there it is. Okay, I'm going to turn y'all around and I'm going to show y'all how I cut. Spin y'all around real quick. Okay. So I just used my stripology. And I may not have much. I don't have much to do. So what I will do is I'm going to cut off right here because I know that area needs to be cut. And and then turn it over. The other one I did have to cut. Just kind of look and make sure. A little bit, but not much. I'm turn it back around one more time. Just kind of make sure. This looks a little short. That's okay. Okay, so there's these two blocks. The cross and crown block. So, I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will see y'all next video. Bye, guys.